Welcome to this new tutorial. In this tutorial, we will discuss about SCR and we will discuss about basic structure and principle of operation of SCR and different type of use of SCR. So, full form of SCR is silicon controlled rectifier. SCR is one of different type of 4-layer PNPN device. It is one kind of that device. So in that name you can see this controlled one word is there. We know the rectifier, one normal diode can act as a rectifier. So controlled means there some other mechanism must be there which is controlling this rectification operation. You see this operation in details. First we will draw how the structure look like of SCR. So we will draw schematic diagram of SCR first. Means how block by block it look like. P, N, P, N. I have told it is a 4-layer device. This is my anode terminal. This is my cathode terminal. This is one extra terminal that is called as gate. So this is my schematic diagram. Schematic diagram. Next we will see how the symbolic diagram look like. We know the symbol of a diode is like this, PN. So it is for SCR also it is almost similar. Diagram look like this. Till this point this is a diode. Now I will add one more terminal, that is the gate, cathode, anode. So you can think about this is my first P and this is my last N. So overall this is a kind of diode PN and this is extra one terminal gate. This is my symbolic diagram. Symbolic diagram. Last we will see how the from fabrication point of view SCR look like. This is one terminal, this will be another terminal, this will be another terminal. This is P, this is N, this is P, this is N. This is one terminal, this is one terminal, this is one terminal. This is my anode, this is my cathode, and this is that extra gate terminal. So in next part we will see principal operation of SCR. Now we will discuss about principal operation of SCR. So SCR mainly operates in 3 regions. First is forward blocking. Second is forward conduction. Third is reverse blocking. So this is the 3 modes. We'll discuss it. So first I will draw that same schematic diagram. P, N, P, N. Get cathode, anode. So first we will apply a positive voltage at anode and negative voltage at cathode, and gate will kept as zero potential or it can be disconnected. So if we first of all in this PNPN device there is 3 junction. This is one junction. Suppose this is J1. This is one junction. This is J2. This is one junction. This is J3. So when we will apply positive at anode, negative at cathode, this J1 is in forward, this is at forward bias, this is also forward bias, whereas this is reverse bias. Correct, na? This is reverse bias. So in between two junction there is one junction which is reverse bias. So when we will apply a voltage positive at here, negative at here, initially there will be no current, very less leakage current will be there in this reverse bias junction. That is due to that minority carriers, very less leakage current. So if we draw a current versus voltage curve, this is my current, this is my voltage. So initially there will be very less current like this. This is that region 1 forward blocking. So we will have a less current in this region. Suppose after a certain voltage, if we increase this anode to cathode difference, voltage difference, if we exceed some voltage amount, suppose Vs, then this J2 junction, in this J2 junction it will go into breakdown region. In other sense, this J2 junction will undergo avalanche breakdown. So due to this, high current flow will start between this anode to cathode. So after this certain voltage, current will start increasing sharply. This current is called as latching current. So this region is called as forward conduction mode. This second region. In other sense, if we keep this anode to cathode voltage same, if we start giving a positive pulse here with sufficient value, then this J2 junction will go into forward bias mode. So in that case, again that forward current will start increasing in forward mode. So this forward conduction mode can be achieved in two ways. Either increasing this anode to cathode voltage beyond some sufficient value, or we have to apply a minimum sufficient amount of positive pulse at the gate terminal. Next is reverse blocking mode. Reverse blocking mode can be achieved when a negative voltage is applied at the anode, whereas positive voltage will apply at the cathode. So J1 and J2 will be reverse biased, J1 and J3 will be reverse biased, whereas J2 will be forward biased. So in that case, the device will work as a two reverse bias diode connected in series. So in that case only a small leakage current will flow. So if we draw, it will be like this. In similarly, if this negative to positive, this voltage goes beyond some limit, avalanche breakdown will occur in these two terminal J1 and J3, in these two junction, sorry, J1 and J3. So in that case also very high current will start flowing in the opposite direction. So this is my reverse blocking mode region. This is region 3. So this is the current voltage versus current characteristics of SCR. Next we will talk about some method of how to turn on the one SCR. So there are different methods. So we'll point down some those methods one by one. One method is forward voltage triggering. Forward voltage triggering. Same as that we have talked about, that we have to increase the voltage beyond some sufficient amount so that that SCR goes into this forward conduction mode. Second is gate triggering, that is applying some positive pulse at the gate terminal. Gate triggering. Third one is dV by dt triggering. This is the rate of change of voltage should be high. So like a ramp voltage. Fourth is temperature triggering. Temperature triggering. So we have to hit those terminals which are in reverse junction so that avalanche breakdown occurs. Fifth is light triggering. So these are the 5 methods that can be used. One of the 5 methods can be used to turn on one SCR. Next we will see a simple SCR, how SCR circuits are look like. So already we know that symbolic diagram of SCR. This is our symbolic diagram. So one thing to be noted, this is my terminal. We can apply AC voltage in SCR, but it will conduct only in one region, either positive or negative. Whereas another PNPN device that is called as triode for alternating current, that can be used for AC application where we need rectification operation or amplification operation in both region. This is our SCS circuit 1. This is for limiting the current. This resistor is called limiting resistor. Suppose RL. Okay. So we'll see that rectification operation. Already we know a full form of SCR is silicon control rectifier. So it can control the output voltage, rectified output voltage. How we will see. Like first we know that normal AC to DC rectification, how it look like. Suppose if it is a half wave rectifier, it will be like this. If it is a full wave rectifier, then the output will be like this. Input is same. Input is like this. Okay. So here we know that till some point this SCR will not turn on. We have to apply the voltage after sufficient voltage level, or that positive pulse should go beyond some sufficient limit. So if this is the input alternating voltage, suppose this is that cutoff region, the SCR will not turn on. SCR will be in that forward blocking mode. This is fully reverse blocking mode. So how the output will look like? So so this is my rectified output. We'll draw it more precisely and compare with our simple diode rectifier versus SCR rectifier. We'll first erase it. So suppose this is my input pulse, input AC alternating current. So suppose this is my input alternating current VIT. So if it is a suppose full wave or half wave diode rectifier, for example half wave diode rectifier. So this is my cutoff voltage of diode. Suppose if it is a silicon diode, suppose 0.7 volt. So beyond 0.7 volt in positive region, suppose it is a positive half wave rectifier, so positive region it will contact, again in this region it will contact. So for half wave rectifier it will start after some time like this, so this is constant, this 0.7 volt. We cannot control this rectification operation, whereas in SCR we'll see how we can control the rectification operation. We know that at the time we apply that positive pulse at gate, then only that SCR will go into forward conduction mode. irrespective of if their voltage is available in anode and cathode, we have to apply some sufficient positive pulse at the gate, that is called control voltage, to turn on the SCR. Once the SCR is turned on, it will keep on staying in that conduction region only. So if we apply the gate current, suppose we will apply this gate positive pulse in this, after this much interval, this is suppose alpha distance time. So how our rectification, it will look like this. Again, so this look like a half wave rectifier. This alpha is called as firing angle, or delay. This alpha is called as delay angle or firing angle, which is the instant the gate current pulse is applied at the gate terminal. So if we vary this alpha, we can vary the amount of AC input voltage we want to get at the output part. So this alpha can vary from 0 degree to 180 degree. This alpha is called delay angle or firing angle. Next we will note down some of the industrial application of SCR. Some of the application of SCR is as follows. Application of SCR. Switching. So SCR can be act as a switching. We know that we have to apply the gate pulse to turn on the SCR. So in turn it can turn on some other device, suppose track. So it can be used as a switch. It can be used for power control, either AC or DC, by varying that alpha, value, that is firing angle, power control. 3. In addition to the other two, SCR can be used with UJT, that is unijunction transistor, to generate relaxation oscillation. That relaxation oscillation means our non-sinusoidal oscillation. Suppose triangular oscillation, this kind of, or rectangular oscillation, or this square of, this is a relaxation oscillation. So these are the different kind of application of SCR.